Great. Hi, good morning, guys. All right, just focusing on the breath today. I know we talk about it a lot in class, like as we're moving, but let's really anchor in with the breath. So, since we just have our 30 minutes today, let's come right to a comfortable upright seat. And it can look any way that you want. Your legs can be crossed, they can be straight. You could be sitting in hero's pose. Just become comfortable but grounded in your seat. And then, as always, you just check in with your physical body first. What's going on physically for you? Just honor and acknowledge sensations, whatever they may be, whether it's pleasurable sensations, whether it's a little bit of discomfort. Just acknowledge it and invite it into your practice. And really, I want to focus on the breath today. So, the the breath that I cue throughout our practice, we call it's diaphragmatic breathing, is what it is. So the ultimate goal is we're breathing into our diaphragm. So as you're sitting here, just feeling into your body, anchoring to your practice, just visualize your diaphragm is this upside down balloon that sits in your like behind the rib cage. And then as you inhale, the diaphragm fills up, so that balloon fills up and it kind of goes down into the belly. So when I say breathe into the belly, that's what I'm cueing. It's like filling the diaphragm so that it pushes down into the belly. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm starts to empty out and then it kind of sucks back up like behind the sternum. And that's when I cue that like hollowing sensation behind the navel. So diaphragmatic breathing, it switches your nervous system into the parasympathetic state so that you're calm and you're relaxed. You want to have equal inhales and exhales for this. It's going to keep you present, it's going to keep you grounded. So, really focus on that belly breathing, that diaphragmatic breathing. So, we'll spend just a few more moments here together. And sometimes, if I'm having a little trouble just like really breathing into the diaphragm, I like to place my hands just about over my navel. And just this little bit of pressure, this little bit of awareness really makes it easier to know where I want to be breathing. So, throughout the practice today, as I'm cueing the belly breath, if you need a little bit of external assistance, just place your hand on the belly. All right. So, just a few more moments here practicing those equal inhales and exhales, putting you in a state of coherence so you're present in this moment. And we're going to get into some movement today and really try and focus on keeping this breath nice and steady as we move through our physical asana. So on the inhale, you're going to reach both arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to gold post your arms. So this is not passive. Like right now, I'm just kind of hanging out. There's nothing happening in my arms. Really broaden across your shoulder blades. Spread your fingers wide. Keep the wrists as like in line with the elbows, elbows in line with the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the sternum. And then exhale, start to squeeze the scapula together. So you're getting a little back bend in that thoracic spine, creating a little bit of space in the front of your heart. We're also starting to activate and waken up through the lung and the heart meridians here. So if you follow Chinese medicine, and then exhale, we're just going to round and create a little bit of space behind the heart. So again, this is still really active, guys. You're engaging the muscles of the shoulders and the arms. One more time, follow that inhale, feel the diaphragm expand. As you lift open, squeeze the scapula together. Create space in the front of the heart. One more time, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And this time you're going to exhale. I know we're all seated, so it might be a little bit weird, but you're going to intertwine your fingers in between, like intertwine your fingers at the small of your back. If you can, press the palms together. If you can't, that's okay. Everybody's built differently. And then drop the scapula together, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart one more time. So just depending on the mobility of your shoulders, some of us are going to be able to kind of lift the palms off of the lower back. If you can, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. That's not the ultimate goal. Take another big inhale here. Feel that front of the heart open and expand, a little back bend heart opener here. And then as we exhale, keeping the hands exactly as they are, we're going to hinge forward into the seated forward fold. Again, it doesn't matter what your legs are doing right now. So now we're bringing a little stretch across the lower back, still opening up through the sternum, the front of the shoulders, squeezing the scapula together. One more breath here. And then inhale, come center, release the arms. And then if you had your legs crossed, you're going to uncross and then cross them the other way. So the opposite leg is going to be in front. Bringing some of that opening, that heart opening down into our hips. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up overhead. Exhale, take your right hand to your left knee and your left hand back behind you for a twist. So this is, again, this is where you focus on that diaphragmatic breath. Inhale, you're going to feel like the restriction behind the navel as the diaphragm expands. And then as you exhale, you can deepen into your twist just slightly, not too deep, as the diaphragm moves back up behind the sternum. So just creating all this space around your heart. Inhale, we'll come back center, and then exhale, we'll take that twist on the other side. Keep the breath steady, equal inhales and exhales. And then inhale, center, and we're going to come right into a downward dog. So cross over the ankles, equal weight between your hands. Nice deep bend in the knees for this downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy. Remember, the head is an extension of your spine, so you want it to be heavy and free. High on the balls of your feet, deep bend in the knees. And then very slowly just start to pedal it out. So starting to wake up the energy channels of your feet, inviting that earth energy through your legs. Taking a big breath in, broadening across your chest and shoulders, and creating that heart space, opening up through the heart, inviting this earth energy through the heart and out through the crown of the head. Inhale, we're going to shift into high plank. Let's get a little bit of heat going this morning, focusing on that solar plexus, so that area behind the navel, the same place that we've been breathing. So let's find high plank pose for 10 full, powerful breaths. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. You're high on the balls of your feet. You have full muscular engagement here. So you are active through all of your muscles, but you're still breathing steady, still breathing behind the navel. The inhales and the exhales are still equal. And this is teaching you how to breathe in a challenging situation. If you can keep your breath steady when you're challenged, you can keep yourself in a state of coherence. You can make rational decisions and respond as opposed to react. And just holding plank pose, yes, you're strengthening your physical body, but your nervous system and your energetic body, you're teaching resilience. If you'd like to move through vinyasa, you can take vinyasa at this point, or you can meet me in downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog when you get there. Pressing through the heels, feeling the energy channels of the back body open. And then we're going to take a bend in the knees, switch the gaze, and walk towards the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. We're going to spend a couple extra breaths here in this standing forward fold, giving a nice big stretch for our hamstrings, our lower back, our mid back. I'm going to offer a couple of variations. You can hang in ragdoll here if you'd like, if you're feeling particularly tight and you just need that little extra gravity. If you're not feeling so tight and you want to do a little bit more heart opening, you can bring your hands behind your back again, intertwine your fingers, and just as we did when we were seated, you're going to start to lift your fists off your lower back. So this is going to be more of a heart opener, a little bit more of an assertive forward fold, whereas ragdoll is going to be more of a gentle expression of your forward fold. So you decide. We're going to be here 2 more breaths. And then with a very soft spine, a slight bend in the knees, you're going to inhale and roll up to standing position. And let's just start to stretch it out a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Keep your hip points anchored right over your ankles here. So your ankles are as wide as your hips. Everything is in line. Reaching the arms up overhead. Intertwining the fingers, using the pointer finger to find some length and space. And then as you exhale, let's take a lateral stretch to the right, opening up through the left side body here. So it's really important that you keep your hips over your ankles and you're not winging out this way. This is the appropriate way to take this pose. Create some space in that left side rib cage. Remember, we're opening up through the heart. We're keeping the breath steady, keeping ourselves calm and in the moment. Inhale, we come center, and then exhale to the other side. So actively pressing down through that right heel, keeping that leg engaged. Remember, you're going to get out of your yoga practice whatever you put in. Inhale, we come center, and exhale, you fold. Hinge at the hips. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, let's take the left foot back. Stay high on the ball of the foot. Keep the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Inhale, draw the arms to frame the ears, and stay for the exhale. So remember that fire we were building in our solar plexus when we were in plank pose. You should be engaging right there, engaging behind the navel. This is the core. This is the solar plexus. This is that like willpower, our drive. Yes, you're using those larger muscles of your thighs and your quads to hold you up, but really you're using your core. Inhale, rotate the pelvis and come up into a crescent warrior. Continuing with some heart opening here. You're going to intertwine those fingers behind the heart or behind the behind the back. Squeeze the scapula together and lift the front of the heart. You can bring the gaze up if you're feeling stable in your practice. Sometimes this can be a little bit wobbly. So now you're going to be pulling your fists away from you and down towards the earth, squeezing the scapula. It's a little back bend for your lumbar spine, for your thoracic spine, lifting through the heart, opening up through the meridians of the lungs. And then exhale, we'll come forward into a humble warrior. So we have a lot happening here in humble warrior because we're high on the ball of that back foot. We're kind of, we're a little wobbly, a little unstable. So it's forcing us to stay in check with our ego. We're still using those larger muscles around our hips, our thighs, our quads, our glutes to keep us stable in the pose. That's that earth energy. We're using our solar plexus and our core to keep us stable. That's our drive, our willpower. We're opening up through the front of the heart here, releasing any grief or sadness that may be housed in the lungs, and letting that breath keep us nice and calm in this moment. One more breath here. I know our shoulders are getting tired. Exhale, bring both hands to the earth. Take that right foot up and back for three-legged dog. Peel that hip open as you bend the knee. It feels really nice to just release that pocket of like bent up energy there. If you'd like, you can move through a vinyasa, or you can skip it and just hang out with me in downward dog. We're going to take just a couple more breaths here. Your down dog could be still if you want to stay in stillness, or you can continue to pedal it out if you need a little bit more movement in your practice this morning. On the inhale, you're going to lift your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step that left foot between the hands. It's not always easy, so just be gentle with yourself as you get that foot forward. You're high on the ball of your right foot. The left knee is on top of the left ankle. Anchor down through your feet, connect with that earth energy. And then inhale, draw the arms to frame the ears. Really engaging through the core, feeling those larger quads and glutes on the left side start to activate. Keep the breath steady. You should be breathing into the belly. Maybe you're even feeling the belly touching the thigh with each in-breath. Next time you inhale, you're going to rotate your pelvis as you lift up into crescent warrior. Draw the hands back behind you as we continue to open up through the chest and shoulders. Make a fist and then pull the hands down and away as you deepen into this back bend. Back bends bring all the energy up from our root through our entire spinal column and out through the crown of the head. It's almost like drinking a cup of coffee. Back bends can be really, really invigorating. It's nice to do them in the mornings. So, one more breath here. And then exhale, we're going to come forward into a humble warrior. So the humble warrior, again, we're still forced to like check it with our ego because we're on the ball of that back foot. We're a little unstable here. Teaches us to be humble. We're offering the back of our heart to the universe, opening up through any of those energy channels where there may be some sadness or grief. This is where we house those emotions. You're also in a forward fold here, which is this moment of introspection for yourself. Humble warrior is a really big pose, lots of energy happening in this pose. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Take that left foot up and back. You can peel the knee open, draw circles with the knee. It feels really nice to release that hip. Maybe you move through a vinyasa, but we're going to meet in child's pose. So for this, let's keep our knees closed for child's pose. This is going to give us a bigger like stretch and rounding sensation in our back. You want to actively be pressing your seat, like your glutes towards your heels, even if they're nowhere near the heels, even if you're up here today. And keeping the energy flowing through your body. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, tent your fingers, and then lift your palms and elbows off the mat. You can drop your forehead and let it hang freely or rest on the mat. And then take 3 conscious breaths here. Feel the breath rise or like building at the base of your spine when that diaphragm expands. And then feel the energy rising up through the spinal column and through the crown of your head. Take a couple more here. Feel the entire torso expand with inhalation. Feel the diaphragm lift with exhalation. One more moment. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back to downward dog. This time, we're walking our hands to meet our feet at the back of the mat. And we're going to exhale and fold. Hang heavy here. It's okay to have a deep bend in your knees. So if you've got tight hamstring, honor the hamstrings, bend the knees. But let's deepen into this forward fold. We're going to take both of our hands and slide them palm side up underneath of our feet. And then exhale, bend the elbows as you lower your torso towards your thighs. So you want a torso to thigh connection. You want those things to be touching. Take one big exhalation, let the whole body be soft. And then as you continue to inhale, you just slowly start to straighten your legs just until the torso starts to pop up off of the thighs. And that's where you're going to pause. Remember to leave the head and neck heavy. So not only are you in this forward fold, you have this opportunity to give yourself a little foot massage. And you're broadening across your back. So you're opening up the back of your heart. Inhale, release your hands from your feet. We're going to heel toe our feet a little bit wider than our hips and then drop down into a squat pose, Malasana. So everybody's squat is going to look different. Some of us, we're up here on the balls of our feet, and this is a perfectly good squat. For other people, we may be like on the soles of our feet. If you have a yogi block, go ahead and give yourself a little seat, wedge something under there. You could do that. My only request for you is that you're not rounding like a gargoyle. We're opening up through the heart today. So take the backs of your elbows and press it into like the inside of your knees. Drop the scapula, squeeze the scapula together, lift the front of your heart, press the palms together. Let me see if you guys can see me better. The sun has shifted. And then we're spreading our elbows apart, which is opening up through the groin. So now we're getting deeper into the energy of the hips. Our muladhara, like our root chakra, is like hovering just above the earth. We're opening up the energy channels through our spine by keeping it straight here. And we're still opening up and creating space in that heart center. So close the eyes here in this squat pose for just 3 more breaths, taking it to your edge. You get to decide how intense this is for you and how much you want to feel. And then as we exhale, we're just coming right onto our seats. Yeah, you can straighten out the legs, can give them just a little wiggle here. And let's come back into some deeper twists today. So we're gonna keep our left knee or our left leg straight, keep those toes really flexed, guys. Take a bend in the right knee and then cross the right knee over the left leg. The trick here, keep the left toes flexed. This is how you're gonna get the most out of this pose. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the shoulders away, so like grow your neck nice and long. And then as you exhale, remember the diaphragm is lifting, you're gonna twist to the right. Keep the left toes flexed. I encourage you to close your eyes or leave them at a soft gaze and kind of take out that external distraction of vision and really feel into your body here. We have a few things happening in this twist. On a physical level, we are kind of applying and massaging the digestion organs, the stomach, eventually the gallbladder, the liver, helping with assimilation, helping with digestion, helping with detoxation. Energetically, we're bringing out these same organs that house like frustration and fear, anxiety, stress. With our breath, we're keeping our nervous system really calm and steady so we can still experience these emotions if they come up without reacting to them. And we're grounding into our practice. We're literally on the earth here. Inhale, come center, and we're going to take a counter twist. So just exhale and bring both hands to the left here and broaden across the back of the heart. Inhale, come center, and then we're going to do that on the other side. So the right leg is straight. You cross the left knee over the right. Keep the toes flexed. This is going to work the hamstring, guys. This is going to keep the energy channels of the feet open. Inhale, lift the heart, elongate through the neck. Exhale, feel the diaphragm lift as you twist to the left. The eyes are at a soft gaze or closed if you're comfortable there. Turning off the external distraction of sight and vision and just feel into the body. Come back. Are those inhales still equal with the exhales? I like to count. It really helps me turn off my chatter in my mind when I'm counting. And then exhale, take that counter twist, creating space behind the heart. Inhale, center, and exhale, we're coming supine, so all the way onto your backs. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You can rock and tilt the pelvis if you have any pockets of energy that just need to be released. And with your next inhalation, you're going to take both soles of the feet up towards the sky. The knees can be slightly bent here. The feet can be soft. Your hands can rest like one on your heart and one on your navel. Waterfall pose. So resting here for just a full minute. We've got a lot happening here. You're going to slowly start to elongate through your exhales. So you inhale for 3, you exhale for 6. This is going to downshift your nervous system into that parasympathetic state, that rest and digest state. Now, on a physical level, just by having your legs in this fashion is stimulating your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve also is in charge of your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're kind of going at your PNS with two different aspects. So we're dropping you deep into a sense of relaxation. This is the part of this is the nervous system when your body is in the state when you can heal, when you can rest. It literally translates to rest and digest. You can bring yourself to this state at any point in your day simply by elongating your exhales. Now, physically, you may be feeling some tingling in your toes. That's okay, that's normal. This pose is also really great for lymphatic drainage. And your lymphatic system helps with like removal of toxins and stress in the body. So we've got about 6 more breaths here. Can you really keep those exhales nice and long? Preparing you for Shavasana, preparing you and setting you up for this relaxed state all through your day. And then go ahead, exhale, lower your legs all the way down to the earth, coming into Shavasana. Becoming comfortable. Letting the body just soften as you breathe and relax. Feel the back of your heart pressing into the earth. Feel your sacrum pressing into the earth. Feel yourself grounded, present, and calm. Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. This is your practice. But in honor of our time together, if you're ready now, you're welcome to just bring your awareness back to yourself, lying here in this stillness, lying here in this relaxation. Knowing that you can walk through your day, can be a boss, and you can be a parent, and you can be a friend, and you can be a coworker, and you can be assertive, and you can stand your ground and do all of those things just as calm and relaxed as you are now. So when you're ready, you can start to just invite the breath and the movement back into the body. Kind of reawakening this more connected, this more mindful version of yourself. Eventually, you'll roll to your side body where you'll just reconnect with the present moment, reconnect with the breath. And then with your next conscious inhale, you shift back up to a comfortable upright seat. And let's bring one hand to our hearts and just one hand just to the navel. And let's see if we can continue feeling that diaphragmatic breath. The exhales are still longer than your inhales. So your collarbones should remain still and just the belly is moving. Let's take 3 more of these diaphragmatic breaths, these long exhales. And in honor of all that you are, namaste. Hi, guys.